Trend reports are useful because they show us where fashion is moving. The problem is that every new idea gets presented with the same urgency. A major shift in silhouette and one very specific shoe can both become a must-have, but they do not have the same staying power. The goal is not to ignore trends. It is to learn which ones may actually matter beyond the moment. So before deciding what is worth buying, I use 5 questions. Will it last beyond one season? Is it wearable in real life? Can it work with clothes I already own? Does the price make sense for how often I would use it? And does it actually feel like me? Those questions give us 3 very different ways to look at fall 2026 trends. First, worth following. These are the trends connected to bigger changes in silhouette, styling, or function. They have a better chance of evolving instead of disappearing overnight. That does not mean you need to buy all of them. It simply means that if you want to invest more, these are the directions I would watch most closely. One of the clearest shifts is shape tailoring. After years of very oversized, boxy jackets, the body is becoming part of the silhouette again. Fall 2026, tailoring uses stronger shoulders, curved seams, controlled volume, and a more intentional waist. This is not old office wear returning. It is a newer, more architectural way of creating shape. Side by side, the shift becomes easier to see. The oversized blazer hangs away from the body and lets the jacket dominate the silhouette. The newer version creates a clearer relationship between shoulder, waist, and hip. Neither is wrong. Fashion changes by changing what proportions our eyes start reading as current, not by making everything from last season suddenly unusable. Another important shift is styling itself. Fall 2026 is not only about new clothes, it is about changing how familiar pieces relate to each other. A longer shirt under a shorter layer, a different waist position, or unexpected layering can make older clothes feel current again. Before replacing something you already own, try changing the way you wear it. Now, take that idea further. These looks use almost the same core wardrobe, but the result changes through proportion, layering, and accessories. One feels sharper, another softer, another more directional. This is where a smaller wardrobe becomes surprisingly powerful. The question is not only how many clothes you own, but how many different lives those clothes can have. Knee-high boots are a safer trend because the category keeps returning. The toe shape, heel, shaft, and styling change, but the basic boot remains useful across many seasons. For fall 2026, the look is sleeker and more elongated. If tall boots genuinely fit your life, a well-made pair has more chances to earn its cost than a shoe built around one very specific moment. Practical bags are also becoming more interesting. Roomier shapes are back, but useful does not have to mean boring. Fall 2026 bags can be elongated, softly structured, and beautifully designed while still carrying an actual day of real life. That matters when we talk about value. A bag that works for work, travel, lunch, and weekends has many more chances to justify its price. Now we move into the middle category. Follow, but do not overspend. These trends are current, beautiful, and absolutely worth enjoying, but their staying power is harder to predict. This is where I would experiment more selectively. One garment, one accessory, vintage resale, or a less expensive version can give you the trend without asking your budget to make a long-term commitment. Yes, peplum is back, but the 2026 version is very different from the little ruffled tops many people remember. The new shape is often built directly into tailoring through curved seams, a sculpted waist, and controlled volume at the hip. It feels more architectural than decorative. Beautiful, yes. But because the shape is already very recognizable, I would approach it selectively. This comparison shows how revivals really work. The earlier peplum usually added a separate flare at the waist. The newer version reshapes the entire torso, so shoulder, waist, hip, and length all work together. Fashion rarely brings an old idea back exactly as it was. It changes the proportions until the same trend name creates a very different visual result. Croc effect texture is a good trend to borrow in a small dose. One textured bag can give a simple outfit more depth and make familiar clothes feel current. But the surface itself is doing a lot of the fashion work, which makes price important. If textured leather already fits your style, great. If you only want it because you suddenly see it everywhere, Give yourself time before spending heavily. Royal purple shows how easily a color trend can change the mood of a wardrobe. You can try it with one bag, make it more visible with a knit, or commit to a full look. None of those choices is more fashionable than the others. The useful question is how much of this color you actually want in your life after the excitement of seeing it everywhere begins to fade. Art Deco influence is another trend where restraint helps. Velvet, geometric shapes, metallic details, controlled fringe, and architectural accessories can all reference the era without turning the outfit into a costume. That is a useful way to approach historical revivals in general. Borrow the design language that interests you, rather than reproducing every reference at once. Now we enter the micro-trend danger zone. This does not mean these trends are bad. In fact, some may be the most exciting pieces in the whole video. The risk is simply higher because they combine very specific shapes, materials, nostalgia, and exaggeration. Enjoy them if they make you happy. Just think carefully before paying investment prices for something strongly tied to right now. Satin ballet flats stack several trend signals in one shoe. You have the ballet flat revival, delicate proportions, nostalgic femininity, and satin all at once. That combination is exactly why they feel so current, and also why they may date faster. If this shoe already feels natural in your wardrobe, enjoy it. If the trend itself created the desire, I would be careful about spending too much. Opera shoes are even more specific. The high vamp, very low heel, and polished slipper-like shape give them a distinct personality. Niche does not mean bad. Sometimes niche is what makes fashion interesting. But personal style matters enormously here. If you would have wanted this shoe before anyone called it a trend, it may stay with you. If the trend created the desire, spend accordingly. Capris prove that coming back does not automatically make something timeless. The length has disappeared and returned many times. What makes the 2026 version feel new is everything around it, including the waist, fabric, outer layer, and footwear. Fashion has rebuilt the proportion around the capri. If you love them, enjoy the return. Just do not confuse a successful comeback with guaranteed longevity. Faux fur shows how trend risk can increase with exaggeration. A well-cut plush coat may work for many winters. Increase the pile, enlarge the collar, widen the sleeves, and suddenly the texture becomes the entire silhouette. The dramatic version may be more exciting, and that is part of the fun. But the more extreme the interpretation becomes, the more closely it can belong to one fashion moment. This is where personal style becomes more important than the trend report. The same satin flat can feel completely natural in one wardrobe and slightly foreign in another. Both women can look stylish. The difference is whether the shoe supports an existing style language or interrupts it. Ask yourself if you love the trend on you, or if you mainly love seeing it on somebody whose style is different from yours. I like thinking about a wardrobe roughly as 70-20-10. Most of it does the dependable work. A smaller part keeps the wardrobe evolving and current. A tiny part can exist purely for experimentation and fun. This is not a strict formula. It is a reminder that not every purchase needs to be exciting. If everything is the experimental 10%, getting dressed can become surprisingly difficult. Before buying a trend, try 3 questions. Can you picture at least 3 ways to wear it with clothes you already own? Would you still want it if you stopped seeing it online tomorrow? And if nobody called it fashionable, would you still think the object itself was beautiful? Those questions cannot guarantee a perfect purchase, but they can separate genuine desire from repeated exposure. And that is really the point. Trends are information, not instructions. They show us where proportions are moving, which colors are gaining energy, which old ideas are being rebuilt, and what fashion is experimenting with next. Use that information, then filter it through your life, budget, and taste. Fashion should give you more ways to express your style, not convince you to replace it.